Hello folks, Everchanger here, and welcome back to more Pokemon Blaze Black 2. Last time, we caught a Pokemon that had been requested to me by Rio the Lion to use on our team, and we made our way here to the Desert Resort. And this time, we are going to be exploring the area. It is quite big, so hopefully it won't take too terribly long, but honestly, I don't think it'll be too bad. I came clear out to the Desert Resort to train, but it would be so much easier to proceed if I had a Water-type Pokemon. This is true, most Pokemon here are weak to Water-type attacks. Now, basically what I like to do in this area is I like to pretty much zigzag, go up and down until I've combed the entire area, because as you can probably guess, with an area like this, there's a lot of hidden stuff. So we're going to try and find everything we possibly can in this area and fight all the trainers, because we definitely want the experience for the upcoming gym leader fight. Not sure exactly when that gym leader fight is going to be, but I want to be preparing for it pretty much all the time, because it's a doozy if it's anything like the one in the original game. The next gym is kind of like the Whitney moment in Generation 5, I feel. Quite difficult, although the team changes might actually make it easier in this case, and you might think I'm crazy for saying that, but we're just gonna have to see. We're gonna have to discover that together, because I honestly don't know, because I don't remember what the team looked like from looking at the documents. Luckily, it looks like that sandstorm is working in our favor because it brought down our opponent for us, which is awesome. Alright, up next is Quilava. I really like Quilava. Fun fact about Quilava, Ash owned a Cyndaquil in the anime series for over 550 episodes, I believe, before it finally evolved. I believe that's the longest one of Ash's Pokemon has gone without evolving, which has evolved. So, interesting little bit of trivia right there. Fortunately, it's been weakened quite considerably, so let's just bring it down. Very nice. Always nice to add new pages to the Pokedex. Alright, let's collect that cash money. Speed is crucial to treat a burn. Ah yes, this is an interesting thing. In Generation 5, whenever you would fight a Pokemon Ranger, they would give you a berry in return. Definitely appreciated. Alright, let's head right on up through here, and I didn't actually notice that was dark sand until I was about halfway through it, so a little bit unfortunate that we had to sort of encounter something here, but honestly it's not so bad, because it could have been something that we didn't have yet, but unfortunately we already have a Darumaka, so probably not that worth it. Now, interesting thing about the Desert Resort, when I was playing, I believe the Japanese version of Pokemon White 2, I was exploring this area and I found a shiny Sandile, which is probably one of the coolest shinies. I really like the Sandile line. A lot of people don't for some reason that I really honestly cannot fathom. But I think they're awesome, so I don't know what they're talking about. Got a businessman right here. You're the second person to come clear out here to talk to me. I wonder who the first was. I'm so moved, so I'll give you this. A soft sand. If we give that to a Pokemon, it will power up ground-type moves. Very nice. Alright, I believe the area comes to an end right around up here? Yeah. Alright, there is a hidden item somewhere around here though. Is it here? It is. Super Repel. Unfortunately, we're probably not going to be using repels very much in this series, simply due to the fact that it would be very counterproductive to our encountering Pokemon. Where's this hidden item? There it is. Alright, Ground Gem. This is interesting. In Generation 5, and as of right now, only Generation 5, there are these special items you can find called gems, which will power up moves of the specified type once, if they are held, which is pretty interesting. They are in the code of Generation 6, and there is also a Fairy Gem in the code of Generation 6 that obviously did not exist in Black and White, but they are not obtainable under normal gameplay, which is a little bit strange to me. I don't know why, it just seems bizarre that they would, of all things, cut off availability of those items. Ah well, as I mentioned last time, I can't explain Game Freak's design choices. Alright, we have a Girafarig right here, which could pose a little bit of a risk, being that it is part psychic, but honestly it seems to be more interested in increasing its own stats, so we should be fine. I'm pretty sure we'll still be faster. Oh wow, we actually weren't. Luckily, Steel allowed us to wall that pretty well, and also there is that nurse, which I'm definitely going to be visiting multiple times throughout this episode. Alrighty, is that your only Pokemon? I think it is. It is. Alright, so we brought down the Psychic. Very nice. And let's head back down this way. I'm gonna break and go this way, I think. Yes. I'll be honest, I don't really like exploring this area all that much, purely because it's a little bit confusing if you want to gather everything, because it's just this big, wide open area. So you basically just have to go through it like a unit, pretty much. Just zigzag back and forth until you've covered absolutely everything. Which can be a little bit bothersome, but I don't know. I guess my big concern with it is, if this is what an open world Pokemon game would be like, I wouldn't be so quick to want one like a lot of other people are, because I feel like it could get a little bit frustrating to explore something this open all the time. But maybe it's just because there's the sandstorm going, it's incredibly difficult to see, there's all this sand everywhere. That's probably my main complaint with this area. The nice thing is, once you go through it once, you really don't have to go through it again, at least not in the detail that you go through it the first time. So if you just comb through and grab everything your first time through, you're gonna be okay. Alrighty. Here we have a Phanpy right here. Oh my god, I found one. And let's knock it out. Very nice. Get our experience for that. Heal up with our leftovers again. Really liking having the leftovers. And we have a Donphan coming out, which is the evolved form of Phanpy. So I think we're going to be switching to something that can slam it with a bit more oomph. Alrighty, out comes Donphan, and out comes Mega Drain. Wow, that did a lot less than I was expecting it to. Wow. Alright, let's try Leaf Tornado instead. Of course it misses. Ay, ay, ay. Alright, at least that time it hit. Sheesh. And we bring down Donphan. Very nice. Get lots of experience for that. This is one of those bulky Pokemon I was mentioning. And up next is an Execute. Gonna want to switch out into, I think, Houndoom for that, because Execute is part grass. And if we can one-shot it, the better off we'll be. Oh wow, Houndoom has 100 HP. Is that the first Pokemon to hit 100 HP? It is! Houndoom is our first Pokemon to hit 100 HP. That's pretty awesome. Another thing that's awesome is this is episode 30 of the series, and since I release 3 episodes a week, that means this series has been going on for 10 weeks now. Really doesn't feel like it's been that long, but I guess thinking about it, it really has, because I started this like the second to last week of August? Pretty crazy. Anyway, this is the other ranger in the area, and of course we get yet another Rostberry. Very nice. Alright, where's that hidden item? It's pointing it out to me, I just don't know entirely where it is. Oh well, I'll come back for it, I just want to come back over here and heal first. Alright, get everyone all fixed up. We took a little bit of a beating while we were out there. Now, this nurse thing is not a one-time thing. These nurses feature in quite a few areas of the game, and they're actually quite strategically placed, which I really like. It's a lot better than in other games where they might baby you a bit more. Like, you still have to fight for the healing, and the areas are still not very easy to navigate, so I appreciate the nurses and the doctors and their placing in this game. Don't feel like it makes it too easy or anything like that. I think it's a good balancing choice. Is there anything down here, or was I just down here? I was just down here, because of course I was. Yeah, see, this area can get very confusing. Alright, it looks like there is an item in this dirt somewhere? Where is it? There it is. Blue shard. Very nice. Now, can I just wait for you to spot me? Yes, I can. Alrighty, yet another trainer battle. We've been doing quite a few of these lately, and for that I apologize, but I feel like it's a really good change of pace considering how long we've been— a Cubchoo? Seriously? Sorry, it's just I wasn't expecting to see a polar bear Pokemon in a desert. What was I saying? Oh yeah, it might seem like we were fighting a lot of trainers here, but I feel like it's a pretty good change of pace from Castelia City, because a lot of that was just wandering around and exploring and talking to people. So I feel like this is a really nice shift here. And yet another ice type. That is really random. Although I have a feeling the randomness is probably intended. Alright, let's smack it with a Force Palm. Very nice. Lullaby gets level 26, growing at a decent pace, which I definitely like. And now we've got a Delibird coming out. I believe we caught one of these already in the series, I think. So you've probably already heard my opinions on Delibird and how useless it is. Part of me wants it to get a Mega Evolution that somehow manages to be more useless, just to see the jokes about it. Victory slips away, more like I force palmed it away at like 90 miles an hour. Alrighty. Like, this place is so dreary, it's so hard to just get around. Alright, we're picking up something else here. Where is it? There it is. Red shard, very nice. You're going to want to collect as many of these shards as possible because they will definitely be useful later. And I stepped out of the way of this guy. There we go. It is a lot of fights though, I must admit. That's the thing about the Desert Resort. There are a lot of trainers here. It's pretty crazy. And here we have a Tympole, which is an interesting Pokemon. You wouldn't think it by looking at it, but it evolves into a pretty good Pokemon. It evolves into a ground and water type that's actually quite good. I believe I used one once in a past playthrough, and I remember it serving me well, so keep that in mind if you're ever in the market for a decent water or ground type. And here we have the original water ground type itself, Barboach, which is probably going to fall in one hit. Yeah. That's the thing about Tympole and Barboach, they really don't get good until they evolve. Little unfortunate. Sometimes I question why certain Pokemon are in the game because the only reason they exist is to evolve into something stronger. But then I remember that's like the sort of biology lore that Pokemon's trying to go for, I feel, in a sense. I don't know if that makes any sort of sense. Anyway, here we have a Sandile, which is probably one of my favorite Pokemon introduced in Generation 5. It's basically a dark and brown sand crocodile, which is really awesome. Alright, I'm gonna try return here, hoping it doesn't knock it out. Well, that's that. Oh well, we'll definitely find another one. But yeah, Sandile, I really like it. It's a really simple design, and I feel like a lot of people like the simple designs more. I guess if you can accomplish more with less, it somehow seems more impressive. That's probably the feeling behind it that people have. And of course I accidentally drift into the sand again. And we encounter a Darumaka, which I already have. Naturally. And of course we got the Sandstorm kicked up once again. I'm just gonna smash this thing with a return and get it out of our hair as quickly as possible. I think we're a little more than halfway done exploring this area. Maybe a little bit more than that, actually. This is one area which, as you can probably gather, I explore it like once, and then do my best to never explore it again just because it's so annoying to explore. Alright, where's this item? Oh, it's not even here, it's over on the other side, because of course it is. Sheesh. I feel like I'm saying sheesh a lot. Alright, I believe we only have a couple more trainers out in this area. Yeah, we fought you. Oh no, there's actually a few. An expansive desert and a castle buried in sand. There's no doubt about it. Treasure is here. It's been a year since the day my internal treasure detector went off, but I still haven't found any yet. I'm still following my dream, though, and I'm having so much fun and I can barely stand it. The FunFest mission Get Rich Quick has been added to the Interlink. Spending each day living my dream. Is that my treasure? Yet another FunFest mission unlocked. Not going to be covering them yet, but I probably will be at least talking about them later. Oh, a sea of sand. I don't need go goggles here. Hoenn reference for the win. The Mirage Tower in a desert of the Hoenn region has disappeared. Should have been in the remakes, but wasn't. Uneva's desert is also swallowing up the Relic Castle little by little. Kind of spooky, really, when you think about it. I believe this little thing over here, I'm pretty sure you could actually walk into this thing in the original black and white. Not positive on that, though. Anyway, I believe we have this guy to fight, and I think there are a couple of others off in the corner. So we might be here a little bit longer, which is unfortunate, but it's okay. I mean, as long as we can get this cleared out as quick as possible, we'll be fine. Now, unfortunately, Chingling is part ghost type, which means I believe the only thing I can attack with is Bone Rush? Oh no, it has Levitate too. Wow. Of all things to stymie my Lucario, it looks like it was this Chingling, because nothing my Lucario has can actually affect it, which is a little bit awkward. So we're gonna switch into Houndoom instead. Not very often that I have that happen where I'm pretty much completely blocked into a corner, but there it happened. Alrighty, let's try Bite here. Very nice. Get our experience for that. And up next we have a Baltoy. I think we're going to keep in with Houndoom right here because Baltoy is also a Psychic type, which means Bite will do a number on it. Very good. Take our Sandstorm damage like a champ, and up next we have Chimecho, which is the evolved form of Chingling, and therefore pretty much has the exact same weakness, which we are going to exploit. Very good. Get experience for that, and we've defeated yet another Psychic. Very good. Alright, continuing onwards here, we have this item, TM78 Bulldoze. This is yet another pretty good ground type move, I believe. So we're getting options real quick here, which is nice. Alrighty, now I believe the only last bit left of this area we have to explore is over this way. Right down here, I believe there are a few trainers. So I think we're just going to try and take them all on. A desert is like one giant sandbox, right? So come on, let's let our Pokemon play. Yeah, this episode's probably going to wind up being a little bit long, but I just really want to get the Desert Resort just over with. Because this is the last episode I'm recording for this week, and when I come back next week, I'd rather not have to finish up this area. I'm sure you can understand that. Anyone who's played this game before can probably understand. Obsessives like me that like to explore everything, the Desert Resort is kind of just a wall in between here and the next town, pretty much. Lullaby gets level 27, still haven't learned anything, which is odd. Anyway, we have Maractus coming out right here, which is basically an inferior version of Cacnea, in all honesty. Maractus is one of those Pokemon I feel like Black and White could have probably done without. That's not to say it's bad, I just don't really understand why it was introduced, if that makes any sense. Alrighty. I believe we can find Maractus in the sands around here. I'm just not going to go out of my way looking for them at the moment. Although I have a feeling sometime soon we're probably going to have to sort of backtrack and catch a whole bunch of Pokemon that we missed. Probably once we get Fly, we're going to make it a mission to just sort of go back and capture a whole bunch of Pokemon in areas where we didn't catch all of the ones available to us. Alright, I believe we can fight you. If you want to know what I've got in my backpack, why don't you try to beat me? I really don't care what's in your backpack, sir. I'm sorry, but that's the truth. Alright, we have Chimchar coming out here. I don't think we have one of these. I like Chimchar well enough. A lot of people didn't like Chimchar because it continued the firefighting trend. In fact, I feel like people started to hate the Chimchar line more when Black and White came out, because in Black and White there was yet another fire and fighting type starter, which is honestly pretty crazy. I have no idea why they did that 3 generations in a row, but I still like the Chimchar line. We have a Baniri right here. I believe we caught one of these in Castelia, if I'm not mistaken. It's pretty neat being able to see all these Pokemon and be like, yeah, we got that one. Makes me feel really good about our Pokedex completion. It's getting pretty up there. In fact, I believe last episode we passed 80 Pokemon caught, which is super, super awesome. Because I believe that means that's about an 1/8 of all Pokemon, I think, which is definitely good. Hopefully we're a little bit more than an 1/8 through the series though, although I'm not sure. There is a lot of content in this game. Not sure exactly how much of it I'm going to be showing, but I'm going to try and show as much as I possibly can. Let's grab this item right here, yet another red shard, which is definitely appreciated. I'm pretty sure we've covered all the areas aside from that. I think that item that we were detecting is somewhere around here. Yes, it is. Right here, a Firestone. Oh, that's pretty good. Now, I'm a little bit more excited about that than you would think I would want to, but I'll fully admit something. I was enjoying doing this LP so much that I actually ordered Pokemon White version 2 off of Amazon a few days ago, and I've decided I'm going to try and raise a Growlithe in that playthrough, and that Pokemon evolves using a Firestone. So I sort of got my wavelengths confused in terms of which game I was actually playing, so apologies for that, but yeah, so I guess I'm pretty much playing this game in tandem, which is nice. I definitely like, I feel like I like the white versions better than the black versions, mostly in terms of aesthetics and stuff like that. I don't know. There are 2 things I've learned about quicksand. If you try to walk through the middle, you'll fall, and if you try to run through it, you'll fall. This is the Relic Castle, which some people have been explaining. Normally I would have saved this for... Oh yeah, you can find wild Pokemon here, I completely forgot. Normally I would have saved this for the next episode, but I think if next episode we head straight off to the next town, we should be in a good position. Now, Yamask is interesting. I'm pretty sure this thing also has Levitate. Oh no, it doesn't. Wow. Yamask has a really creepy as all heck Pokedex entry. You see that mask it's holding? Well, the Pokedex entry states that that is the mask. The mask is the face of the human that Yamask used to be before they died. And sometimes they will stare at the mask and weep. That is really creepy. I don't know about you, but that just creeped the heck out of me when I first heard it. Anyway, let's see if we can try and catch it. It's not too terribly weakened, but we actually got it, which is awesome. Yamask was caught. One of those Pokemon I frequently miss, so I think it's good that we got it. These Pokemon are rose from the spirits of people interred in graves. Each retains memories of its former life. Like, how creepy is that? That's just messed up. Anyway, the main reason I'm exploring here is because I believe there are trainers. Yes, there are. I believe there's 2 of them. My Psychic-type Pokemon just started making noises. Is that because we're in the ruins? Or is it because of you? But yeah, as I mentioned before, this area was very, very plot relevant in the original Black and White. Unfortunately here, in the 2 years since Black and White, the sand has really been coming in, and there's not as much of the area you can explore. In fact, unlike the originals, you can't get all the way to the bottom from this entrance. However, there is another entrance somewhere that we're definitely going to have to try and find, because there is something that rests at the bottom of this castle that we're definitely going to want to try and get a hold of. Not going to tell you guys what it is, but it's definitely something that we're going to want to take interest in. Alright, let's heal up and then immediately take the burn damage. And we got a Ghastly coming in. I'm definitely going to switch over to Houndoom for this to play the type advantages. And we should be good. Once I finish exploring this area though, once we're done in the Relic Castle, what very little we can explore of it from this side, I'm probably going to finish off this episode. And then we'll be able to run off next week into the next town, which will be definitely awesome. We have a Xatu coming out, which is quite surprising. Xatu is one of those later game Pokemon, I feel like, so seeing fully evolved Pokemon like this so early kind of freaked me out. Because I'll fully admit, that bird fight made me a little bit nervous of my abilities going forth here, but I feel like we're just at that awkward point where there's not too terribly much to do to divert ourselves. So yeah. Aha, that over there. I believe that area we can access if we step into the middle of that. Yes, as you can see, we have fallen right upon a hidden item. It is a heart scale, which is definitely appreciated. Is there anything else down here? I don't think there is. Although there is... Oh, there's another trainer. When I am here, I feel like I might be crushed by sorrow. You there, let us have a bout. Freaky. Guess I forgot, there's actually 3 trainers in here, I believe. So we might be here a little bit longer than I hoped, but we're so close to getting this area just done with. I really want to get this area done with. Because, and I'm sure you're probably tired of me complaining about it, but I really don't like exploring this part of the game that much, just because it's kind of tedious, although it's been going pretty well this time around. Although that might be because I'm distracting myself while talking. I feel like if I was just doing it solo, it would be a little bit more tedious. Alright, Magic Code. I don't remember what that does. I want to say it's a special type version of Counter, but I'm not positive. Feel free to correct me on that. Volibye wants to learn the move Punishment. I don't remember what that does. This attack's power increases the more the target has powered up with stat changes. Interesting. I think I'm going to get rid of Flatter just because it really doesn't seem like the type of move I would use that often. Plus, the thing with Swagger, the attractiveness of Swagger, is that it raises the opponent's physical attack while confusing them. Which is good because confusion damage is based upon their physical attack stat, so I really don't understand what the point of Flatter is. Because it basically just makes it where if the opponent hits themselves in confusion, it does the same as normal confusion. But if they actually do manage to get an attack through, then it's stronger, so I don't really understand the appeal of that move, especially over Swagger. So we're gonna scrap it and knock out a Kadabra before I'm even done having that conversation. Wow. And down goes yet another trainer. This bout, I shall not forget it. I mean, you're a psychic, you should have seen it coming, dude. Anyway, let's head right up here, and I think we can jump down this other bit of sand, and that should plunk us into the other chamber. Right? Nope. Derp. Wow. That probably wasn't my brightest moment. So it looks like we actually have to go down the stairs. I'm gonna be walking through here to try and avoid wild Pokemon, because walking instead of running actually does cause wild Pokemon to show up less. And we got one more trainer here. Just one more, guys. Just being here fills me with magical power. Oh, really? Ladies? Alright, Psychic Dua. Man, everyone around here has 3 Pokemon. They're fully loaded, it's crazy. Alright, let's try and take these guys down as soon as possible. Luckily, Ralt is not strong. Like, at all. So I have a feeling this will bring it down quite rapidly. Yeah, see that? Ralt really doesn't get good until it evolves. Some would argue that it doesn't really get good until it evolves twice even. Alright, what's up next? LGM. I love this Pokemon. Not really for its design as much for its name. Because LGM is like an abbreviation that people will often use in science fiction for Little Green Men. Oh, I love it. It's hilarious. Its evolution has a similar pun, which I will surely go over when we finally encounter one. But yeah, I love the Little Green Men joke. It's great. I love it. It's great. And this is coming from a kid that watched a lot of Buzz Lightyear of Star Command when he was younger. So, LGM was a term that came up very, very often in my youth, so I definitely have a connection to it. Anyway, we've brought down the last Psychic, I believe, in this area. So let's grab our last item here. TM39 Rock Tomb. Yet another, I believe, either ground or rock type TM that we found in this area, and honestly, probably the worst. It's really not that great. Anyway, let's try and sneak out here real quick. I'd like to get back to the main road and heal up before we end off the episode, just so we don't start next episode just running through a desert. Wow, it's even darker out here. I think it's because it's rolled over into 8 o'clock hour. Alright. Can we actually get through this without stepping in anything? I think we can. Please move out of the way. Alright, whatever. Alright, let's grab that free heal just because it's here and we're definitely going to want to get it. And let's head out of the desert resort. That took quite a while to explore and I apologize for that. I'm not sure how long this episode wound up being. It probably wound up being longer than I would have liked it to be. But honestly, I feel like the desert resort is just one of those places where you have to do it instead of wanting to do it. And we had to do it eventually. Wow, voice crack. We had to do it eventually, and I figured might as well just get it over with. But anyway, now that we have done that, I think we are going to be ending things off here. Next time on Pokemon Blaze Black 2, now that we have finished exploring Route 4 and the Desert Resort, save for maybe one trainer that's beyond here. I'm honestly not sure, but this episode's running too long that I don't really care. Next time on Pokemon Blaze Black 2, we are going to be heading north and finally getting to the next town. So without further ado, thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys next time.